Hi everybody! Today we're going to be talking about the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Now this bag comes in a variety of different patterns, colors, and sizes. The bag I have here is the Damier pattern in the color Ebene and the size MM, which is basically the medium-sized version of the bag. So the outside of the bag is this dark brown canvas, as you can see here. And then the trim is a dark brown cowhide leather trim. Okay, and then on the inside, we have this bright red for a splash of color. Now this particular bag can actually be worn two different ways. You can wear the bag cinched, as shown here. So the cinch is just on the side. Or you can wear the bag widened. So you just pull the sides here. And then this is the widened version of the bag. Now cinched is a very convenient way to carry the bag if you're concerned about things, either falling out, or if you're concerned about pickpocketing, or maybe you just have fewer things inside to carry, so you just like a smaller, compact look. Otherwise, if you have more things to fit inside, you can just wear the bag widened. As for me, I typically prefer to carry the bag widened. Here are some shots of me carrying the bag each way. Now Louis Vuitton has run several stress tests to see how much weight the bag can actually carry. Apparently this bag can carry up to 200 pounds, with a dark leather strap being able to carry more than its light leather strap counterpart. Now I know that I personally will never be able to fit up to 200 pounds worth of things inside, but I feel rest assured knowing that I can load up the bag without having too much worry. At the top of the bag here, you can see that there's no zip closure. It's just this one gold clasp, like this. So you might be worried that a lot of your belongings will actually fall out. But surprisingly, if you're carrying, a lot of larger items such as a laptop or textbooks, this gold clasp will hold it in pretty well. But because there's no zip closure at the top, Louis Vuitton does put a zip pouch inside, so that you can store your smaller items and valuables inside with the security of the zip closure here. I personally have been able to fit keys and my phone and a small wallet inside and close the zipper just for more secure feeling inside. One of the reasons why I chose this color over the azure and monogram canvas is because I wanted a real everyday bag. During my university years, I decided that I got tired of buying cheap bag after cheap bag, only to find that the straps would break because of the heavy materials that I would carry inside, such as heavy textbooks and a laptop. Maybe after 1 year or so, I kept throwing out my bags because either there'd be breakage or just the quality would just be completely gone, so I'd have to toss out the bag. So I wanted something that was really high quality so that I could carry it for university, for work, for travel, basically everyday life. So that's when I decided to get the Neverfull. And then when I was deciding between, this pattern and the monogram LV pattern, I decided that I wanted to get this pattern because it's more modest than having some glaring LV all across the bag. I personally did not want to look like any form of walking billboard for LV or anything. I just wanted something really modest that would contain all of my items and still those fashion conscientious people will recognize. And choosing between the Ebene print or the azure color, I wanted something that wouldn't show the dirt, on the straps as easily, or it wouldn't show any color transfer. So then Ebene was obviously the most natural choice for me. As for the inside of the bag, you can see here it has this nice bright red lining with gold-plated hardware. And all of the gold-plated hardware inside either has the LV symbol or it says Louis Vuitton on it. And then over here we have this small gold-plated D-ring, which you can either put your keys or you can put like a coin purse or a mini pochette. And then for this flap, I don't know if you can see this. This flap inside here, on the leather part you can see Louis Vuitton and then which country the particular bag is made in. Mine is made in the USA. Okay, so now that you have a pretty good understanding of how the bag looks like, I'm going to be taking some measurements of the bag so that you can kind of get a better understanding of the sizing and perhaps how it will look in proportion to your size. Okay, so the height is 25 cm, and the width at the base of the bag is 30 cm, and the drop height is 24 cm. And then again, because I mentioned that the top does not have a zip closure and the inner pouch does, I'm also going to take some measurements of that just so that you can understand more like how much will actually fit inside the inner pouch here. And the width is 26 cm. So that's a little bit about the sizing of the bag. Now again, this bag is not overly constructed, so depending on what you put inside and the size and shape of those things, you know, the bag will have, you know, more room to kind of mold itself around those things, if you will. So, yeah, so that's the sizing and measurements of the bag. Alright, so now I'm going to do kind of a live demo on how many things can actually fit inside this bag comfortably without too much strain, okay? So now that you know a little bit more about the features and the sizing of the bag, I want to talk briefly about where I got the bag. So this was actually my second LV purchase ever. My first one was the multicolored Lodge bag, which I reviewed last week, so I'll link that below. But this, like I said, was my second LV purchase, which I got a little over 4 years ago from the LV store at the mall at Millenia in Orlando, Florida. And the receipt comes with this little Louis Vuitton receipt jacket. And so the receipt looks like this. So I bought this bag on March 20th, 2009 at the mall at Millenia in Orlando, Florida. And the purchase price was $700. So currently I just checked the Louis Vuitton website and the same bag is selling right now for $940 plus tax. So that's a 34% increase in just a little over a 4-year time period. So as you can see, Louis Vuitton bags, they really do appreciate in value over time. Okay, so that's basically everything about the bag. As I said earlier, this bag, it's a little over 4 years old, and like I said, I carry it pretty much every day. I know I did a live demo just a little while ago and showed you, how many things that I can take out of the bag, how many things I can fit inside the bag. And that's, a bit of a far stretch from what I typically carry in the bag, but I do typically carry a lot of things inside every day. So this is kind of how the bag has held up over 4 years in case you're considering buying the bag and it's a large purchase, and so you may be thinking, well, how long will it last and what will the quality of the bag be like, and how will it hold up over 4 years. So this is kind of how it holds up. The only major kind of issue with this bag, I guess, is these straps at the base right here. You can see that some of the leather binding has kind of come off a bit. I don't know if you can see that. Just at the base, it's kind of come off a bit. So that's the only major wear and tear on the bag, but I wouldn't say that that really, I mean, the bag still looks okay. It doesn't really take away from the core functionality of the bag or anything like that. It's just, you can see, if you look really closely, there's a little bit of wear right at the base here. I did actually take this into the LV store about a little over a year ago and asked the sales associate if I could have the leather straps replaced, but she said that it would cost, I think, like $200 or something. So I feel like, I don't know, I'm gonna wait until they get really bad and then I'll pay the $200, but I don't know, for now it's not a big deal to me. So that's that. And then the other thing that I've noticed is that the bag does kind of get a little bit shinier over time and a little bit oily. So I don't know if that's because of like hand lotions that I'd be wearing or maybe humidity or something like that, but it does get a little bit oily over time. So I would recommend, if you're considering getting this bag, maybe wiping it down with like a damp washcloth every now and then, just so that it doesn't get too shiny. Okay, so overall, I would definitely recommend this bag. I think it's a great carry-all bag, great everyday bag. You can carry it to university, or you can carry it to, you know, work, or as a carry-on bag for traveling. Basically anything like that. I think it's a great overall bag, and definitely a great starter LV bag. This particular bag is one of the lower price points for LV, so it is a good place to start. Okay, so that's everything. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible and answer all your questions and comments. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.